let's welcome Vinay to the show. Vinay, how you doing, my friend?
Doing great. Great to be here, Tony. Thanks for the introduction.
Excellent, no problem. It's great to have you here. Now, what I want you to do before we even get into it, just tell us a little bit about, number one, who you are, how you got started out, and what you're currently working on. So it's over to you, my friend.
Sure. So I'll try and keep this short, but originally I'm from Australia. I was the youngest Cisco engineer in Australia when I was 16. Then worked as a software recruiter, used to recruit developers for the investment banks, JP Morgan, Citigroup, Deutsche Bank. So kind of interviewed like 1,000 engineers before and made some good money doing that. Was able to launch my first company, company, which was also an online company. So that was an e-commerce store. That was like my first kind of experience building a company, kind of started to understand systems. Ran that for a year and a half, sold it, and then launched a lead gen company where we're doing lead gen for consumer finance, so insurance, credit cards, mortgages, that kind of stuff. That was pretty profitable company. I had about 20 people, teams in India, teams in the Philippines, in the US. Ran that for about 4 years, and while I ran that, I was like completely location independent, so it was a completely virtual team. And so I had people in all these different places, and I was traveling. I lived in like Asia and Europe, North and South America. And because of how that company was structured, it really needed to run based on systems because everybody wasn't in the same room at the same time, always kind of being able to know what everybody's doing and have this kind of easy communication. It was really process driven. People are doing things at different time zones. There's not that much communication. And so really the systems had to power that company. And so that was when I really kind of got experience, defining and building processes and systems. And then that's actually where I came up with the idea and felt the pain for a product like Process Street. And I was looking for a simple way to kind of manage not just the documentation of these systems, and we'll talk about kind of different kinds of processes where there's like human ones versus automated ones, but not just kind of the documentation, but also the actual execution, automation, and the accountability that things are actually getting done. And so that's when I was looking for a simple kind of workflow process management platform and couldn't find one, and that was the idea behind Process Street. So Process Street, we started about a year and a half ago. We're now a venture-backed company. We went through AngelPad, which is the #1 accelerator. We have 100 of the Fortune 1000 kind of companies using us, and tons of small businesses everywhere. And things are looking really cool.
Excellent, excellent. I mean, looking at what I've seen of Process Street and what I'm seeing in terms of using it, it's definitely on a route to success from my perspective. Obviously, you can give us a bit more insight about that later on and where you currently sit in.
What are some of the things that you're using Process Street for, or you're thinking about?
You know what? Since I've started, one of my big things is systems and processes. I used to use things like mind maps. I used to try to make processes using mind maps. Then I started trying to use, the little box, the box things in like pages. That's it. Yeah. So I was always trying to build my own. And then when I came across Process Street, it was like, hey, it's all here for me. So one of the main things I liked about it was the sample sheets, the ones that are already there. So it's like I've got my workflow, but then on the examples I can see, well, I never considered that, and you can kind of pull from that to add to your current systems, or basically just use the whole sample and the whole template, which is great. And I like the fact that you can export them. You can use like the check sheets, make a tick list out of it and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely, in terms of what I'm seeing of the platform, it's definitely en route to success.